Hey, good morning, friends. This is MLive meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on this Friday morning. We've got rain to talk about. Some places have had it really good already, and some of you are saying, "What rain?" And there's more of that on the way. And then we also have the weekend to talk about. That's becoming a little clearer, and we'll start to watch the next heat wave. And is it coming toward Michigan? All right, so. Let's start off. Hey, how about now? You can hear me. Sorry, on the radar image, I didn't have the microphone turned on. So here we go. Now you can hear it. So we're looking at a pretty good rain pattern. Now remember, there's a circulation in the southern end of Lake Michigan. That circulation is going to be moving to the east, and it's a dynamic situation. And that means that uh, the radar will change. So we can't just look at the radar and say, well, it's not coming toward me. So here we go. All right. All right. The sound is back. So let's take a look now. Here's another look at the radar. And again, pretty decent rains. We've had some spots that have had 2 to 3 inches of rainfall in this. We will have some more spots that have that, and almost everybody gets a half inch. So I'll show that to you here in just a second. Here we go. Here's the radar forecast. Okay. And these radar forecasts matching up to what's going on right now, the radar forecasts right now look a little bit less coverage than what the radar shows. So you're going to look at the radar forecast, you're going to say, don't worry. It's it's a pretty good situation for rainfall. Not everybody's going to have a great rain, but a lot of places will have ample rain over an inch, and most places should have over a half inch. So we go through the day today. Now we're at noon, and typically rain kind of shrinks in coverage 10, 11, noon, 1 o'clock, and then zooms back up. And that's the case again today. 3, 4 o'clock, 5, 6. As that circulation hits the instability of the day, the rain flares back up on the east side of the state, east of I-75, and then continues through the overnight hours. We're at 11 o'clock at midnight. So everything has always constantly been showing me this, that as we get into the late evening, there's going to be a solid area of rain developing in the thumb down through the Detroit and Ann Arbor areas. So those areas that didn't get the rain just yet in the southeast, hang in there, and you will. Here's another radar forecast from a model that goes a little bit farther. And again, showing about the same thing. This is 5 o'clock, 6, 7, 8, and it shows that circulation that wants to develop a solid area of rain on the east side where you haven't had much just yet. Hey, people can hear me now. What I did was I snuck in a fancy radar, and I forgot to turn the microphone on. Imagine that. Human error. It was me this time. definitely. Okay, Jennifer Blanchard, looks like downriver is going to stay dry. You got to hang on there. You probably have the least chance of heavy rain, but you got to wait until this evening before you get into it. Okay, so there we go. Now, what about tomorrow? I think tomorrow should be dry now, the way it looks. And I know this is not a great thing that you're going to really like and accept. This is the total rainfall off of the model forecasts. Sometimes in weather, I know we give you info and you just say, thanks, guy. But that's the way it is in this kind of situation. We've seen it already on the west side of the state. In the way it is half inch up to 3 inches of rain. And if you get underneath one of these slow moving thunderstorms for an inch, for an hour, you at least have an inch of rain. And you're seeing a lot of the comments. We got hammered. Now, Kim says, is there good news? Does the heat and humidity go away? The heat and humidity does go away Sunday into Monday, and then it starts to come back pretty quickly. But that total precip forecast I'm showing you right there, where you see the reds, that's up to 3 inches. Where you see the oranges, 2 inches. Where you see the blues, at least a half inch. And that's why I say there's a good chance that most everywhere we'll see a half inch. Now, I've been wondering about Sunday. Do we get some rain in on Sunday? The European model, the model that we like the best, has been kind of showing it, but it looked a little suspect, and now it backs off of that. So I do think Sunday's dry. So here's your European model. This is this afternoon. Now, it wants to hang a circulation back into Saturday morning in the thumb. It's the only model that does that. I would say it's probably not going to happen. It wants to just keep it in the thumb almost all day long with that circulation. But Sunday we're looking at, and it stays dry for Sunday. So I think once the rain ends at your place, you are good for the weekend. Driving up I-75 today to the UP, Leslie Wilson, you will have some occasional heavy showers and thunderstorms. Nothing severe probably, but keep an eye on the trees as you're driving. So high temperatures today. We will still be in the upper 80s in the east side of the state, while the west side starts to cool down, although the humidity will be high. Your thermometer will be in the low 80s, but the humidity will be very high. Now, tomorrow, the temperatures surge back up on the east side of the state, Saginaw and Bay City into Flint, Ann Arbor, Detroit. You could make it to the upper 80s, while Grand Rapids is 84, Traverse City 81. And then Sunday, you will feel a cool down everywhere with temperatures highs near 80 degrees, let's call it. Okay. Got a very nice rain in Whitehall, says Linda. A lot of folks reporting a very nice rain, and some folks still saying, is this a joke? What rain? There's no rain. Curtis Herbert misses winter. Well, you only have to wait a few more months. You know how that goes. So this is Monday. This is Tuesday. We're back to near 90. And this is Wednesday. We're back into the hot temperatures. And that's Thursday. So we get a break Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday, Monday, really. Tuesday's on the verge of hot. And then we're back to the hot weather. Okay, now one last thing for you here. Remember, we're looking at the upper level winds, about 15,000 feet up. And we're watching the jet stream to the north and disturbances in it. Those bring us rain. We're watching the hot dome to the south. So here we are. That's what an upper level disturbance looks like that brings rain in summer. See that bend in the jet stream coming across Michigan today? That is an upper level disturbance. Now, see the disturbance in the Dakotas tomorrow morning? That's what the European had picked up on for Sunday. Now it takes it to our south and west through Illinois and Indiana. That's what weather systems look like in summer. That's why summer actually, in some respects, is harder to forecast exact details. Of course, we don't have to worry about rain versus snow versus sleet versus freezing rain. It's all rain, but the storm systems are a lot smaller and harder to pick up on. So we're into Monday and Tuesday, and that's not a hot pattern. There's a storm system up to the north in Canada, and it's making a strong jet stream across the northern part of the country, across the northern part of Michigan. But as we get into Thursday, notice the heat building to the south. Notice the storm system to the north starts to lessen up. And notice the hot dome building in the middle part of the country. Now, again, anywhere you see that that second level of pink, that closed area, closed circular area, that's going to be 100 degrees plus. What I'm noticing is that we stay on the edge of it. That doesn't mean we won't get into it just briefly, but we stay on the edge of it. And this model, if it was going to come true next week, this model would keep moving that ridge closer to us in time. It keeps winding up at the end of it. It means that it's there, but it means that it's not pushing toward us. So you're going to have very warm to hot temperatures, but we might stay out of the 100-degree readings. I still think in the last 10 days of July, we're going to have 100-degree readings somewhere here in Michigan. But that's a good flow actually for some thunderstorms and some rain too, because those storms can come out of the Pacific, ride up over the ridge, and come down at us. And in fact, I saw one right there. That's next week. It's pretty far out to say that for sure would happen, but see that bend in the jet stream in Wisconsin? That would be one of these clumps of storms that rides over the top of the hot dome, and they're usually fueled pretty good with a lot of moisture, a lot of instability. Kim, you're a big joker this morning. Low humidity 100? No, I don't think so. Not a low humidity 100. So there you have it. That was the weekend forecast. I finally got my act together, didn't I? I finally turned on all the things that I needed to turn on. Terry Rhodes, Munising this weekend should be pretty nice there. I would say you're going to be dry, and you're going to be in the 70s probably. How long would we need this hot, dry weather to affect the Great Lakes water levels? Deborah Somerville. I mean, to get lakes to go down significantly, we're going to have to be more dry than wet for 6 months or a year. This has an effect by an inch or two, but it's not just yet the change in a cyclical weather pattern. Hey, good morning, Steve Matthews from Fort Wayne. Deborah Ritchie, Lapeer. Yeah, Lapeer, you're going to have thunderstorms. It's probably a couple of hours away, and in the afternoon, and more likely this evening, you're probably going to get in on that area of rain that blossoms in the thumb, so you should get it pretty good. Paula Patel, I'm assuming you're saying Macomb, and yeah, you have to wait until this evening for most of it. It gets your way. So there you have it. There's the weekend forecast. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care.